started the gym, when, and the reason why, pretty much, and am I still doing it? So let's start from the beginning, how I started. Let's start from there. I started when I was like 16, when my bro was like, "Hey Trev, do you want to go to the gym with me?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, why not?" So I started like going training. I remember my first personal training that I had. I still remember his name, Aston, and I didn't really know much, but he pretty much showed me like a full body workout, doing leg press, chin up, and a lot of like machines, not really dumbbells or free weights. And back then, I didn't really know what I was doing, or didn't understand how muscle connection and all what specific exercise works for whatever reason they are meant to be, or the benefit of doing exercise, right? So I started doing the program for like a week, and then I kept going, saw like a little bit of results, and I was like, okay, this is nice. So I kept going through my high school years. It was the start of like year 12, when I was like, okay, I'm starting to see some result slowly. I'm getting stronger, but I never really realized about the mental health side benefit to it. But let's talk about that later. And eventually, like my schoolmate, like boys, a lot of boys that I went to school with, we started going gym together after school, catching a bus, and just doing the typical chest and arms, like every other like teenagers boys they are out back in the days, just doing arms and chests and just pumping out weights, and not really like following like a program, just doing like a lot of reps, a lot of set. There's really no recording of like progress back then, when that was like how many years ago? That was like 12 years ago, when there wasn't like so much information or so much science backing, or there wasn't like a lot of influence on the internet at that time for me to follow. And that's what we did, just ego lifting. Back then, ego lifting, go as heavy as we can. But that's the best thing about starting the gym without any like sort of like tools or resources back then to learn how to do it correctly there, compared to these days, that where we have tools and influences online that we can like learn from and do it like better in a better way, that we can see results quicker or more optimal, as they say, to be a better to get better results, as they say these days. So yeah, so pretty much I kept going, even like after like high school. I kept going, started training, started like training with one of my mates. I would say that like he knew what he was doing at the time, when there was like limited resources, and yeah, and just looking at other blokes in the gym as well, like just watching them, just still like glance at them and be like, oh yeah, and then copy them as well. That's pretty much how we learn. We look at other people in the gym, and then we just copy them and be like, okay, this is what is working, and then just go from there. But yeah, I was training with this friend of mine, and we just did like the bro split, like Monday, Tuesday, chest, back, and legs. Well, we never did legs. It was just back and chest, bi, tri. That's pretty much it. There wasn't any really legs back then when I started. after high school, after like just 17 to 18. But what I really learned back then when after I graduated high school, still progressing like in learning how to like develop knowledge and skills to see which exercise worked the best back then. So I started to be like more interested in this sort of like environment of like, okay, what sort of exercise can I use to engage these muscles, contraction, and just be like, okay, I need to do this way to feel this way. Because back then, like, there wasn't so much information, so we just did whatever to which make our body feel good. And there's nothing wrong with that, unless it's better than not going or not even trying to attempt any sort of exercise that you never done before. But that's how I learned, by performing the exercise that I copied in the gym and just learning from a mate that I knew. And still know him from these days. He's still going gym every now and then as well. But yeah, to carry on, a lot of like yo-yo diet as well. Well, not really yo-yo diet, but it's more like dirty bulking. Because I was still training with that mate, and he was like, "Yeah, just eat Hungry Jack, just stacking the calories, just eat a lot." And that's what I did. I remember honestly like go to like Hungry Jack's and order like a cheeseburger, but added like how many more extra patties? Like 2 more extra patties onto it, 2 extra cheese and 2 extra bacon on it. Like it was like 5 patty burger, meat, cheese, and then the sauce. It was so hard to like consume that burger, but I done it because I wasn't knowledgeable, not knowledgeable about the nutrition side of things at that age in time. But that was the only thing that we knew back then. Just eat as much as you can to bulk up, and that's what I did. Just eat a lot, drink a lot of milk, mixing like protein powder into milk, and just drinking like double scoop every time after the gym. Because of that anabolic window of the gym, you should be eating straight away. And that's what we did. Me and my mate, we just went to, I remember this place that we used to eat after gym. They had like grilled chicken, they had like mashed potato, they had like veggie and gravy. It was the best like protein and carb after like a workout, and it was like around like $10 like a meal back then. It was so cheap for bulking up, like more cleaner bulking up. And yeah, I really appreciate this mate of mine. His name is Andrew, and I really give credit to him for so many some routes that I never know, and some little like some little extra like information that I didn't know back then. And it was like the best experience that I had as well with training with him, just ego lifting and just learning about how to lift properly as well, some set. And then slowly after that, like learning about the eccentric back then, like we didn't even use the word eccentric back then. We just be like, just slow it 3, 2, 1 back then. That's what we did. We never really like have like scientific word for that movement, like slowing down, eccentric. And it was so much more basic back then. Just using like there's certain like technique to build muscles. And it was really like great as well, going from bulking to eating much more healthier in a way now. There's no more like dirty bulking. Been doing that for like 10 years now. It's not good. It's not good. It does catch up. Your organ, the fatty stuff around your organ will catch up to you. And yeah, just overall health won't be good for the long term as well. So don't dirty bulk. And if you are training to compete in a body composition sort of competition, then track your calories, track what you're eating, and get a coach and go from there. But yeah, I never knew about coaching as well. Never knew about coaching back then, or about nutrition, or investing into one to have a better performance and better knowledge behind the fitness industry back then. And because of tools and information that we have these days, these things are much more accessible to everybody now. And it's never too late to change or keep learning how to evolve with the fitness industry. We will always be in development with the fitness industry as well, so it's never too late. There's as much tools and resources that you can have back then. Now, to develop some habits and skills to have the most optimal training, nutrition, and just health aware for overall health. Yeah, I remember even going back to drinking, going gym. It just doesn't work. Telling you guys this now, like drinking and eating dirty bulking, it doesn't really help. And especially if you are taking like supplement, like which I did back then. Like I remember like this one time I was like taking like creatine for like 2 weeks, and then I was dirty bulking, and then one night I was pumping like weights. My bicep was like juicy. It was pump. And then the night I went drinking, came back. A few days later, my arm shrink. I'm like, what the hell? Why did it shrink? Like it was like it was more like body fat than muscles, if you know what I mean. Like back then, I remember like thinking that I was so huge, I was big, because I was beefed up because of the dirty bulking and just drinking also distribute a lot of calories and carbs as well. So and plus sugar gave me like a lot of like bulking up while eating a lot of junk food and not really like being aware of what I'm doing back then. I wasn't aware, and I was just going to like and at that time I was using the gym to fight against my demon, my mental health, struggling to fight why this girl didn't like me, and why wasn't I good enough. So I also used the gym to fight those demons inside of me. Okay, so here's a funny story. I remember like doing like the fly machine back then, and I was like, F this beep, and just saying that in my head when I was like ripping it out, like fuck this, fuck that, and just ripping it out, and just there's that like motivation to push it through, especially if you are like doubting yourself to why things didn't work out, or why they didn't like you. And yeah, just needs that motivation to push it through. And it's still like a normal thing with our today's society, where we need like break up, or we need like some sort of like external resources to motivate ourselves to hit the gym. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. To keep us, make us start wanting better for us. There's nothing wrong with that. And I just think that being consistent, not with that mindset of having like so much like doubt and a lot of like low self-esteem about yourself, and a lot of why am I still doing this? Like, I've been doing this for like how many years? I think it was around like 10, around like 2 to, it was around after the 5 year mark of going gym. 5 years of going gym out of 10 years. I remember like getting to that one point in my life where I was just like, why am I keep on doing the same thing? Just drinking, eating like a pig, or just not look after myself properly. And I was like, nah, you know what? I'm just gonna change now. I'm gonna make some effort to learn and be more aware of why I'm doing it. Be more aware why I'm still training to this day, which I am still training. And our reason with why we started with the gym changes over the years. And I remember like why I started as well, because I was skinny, I was bony, I was weak, and I was like, okay. And my brother offered that choice in my life, and I glad that I made that choice to start training and kept with it. Sometimes we give up halfway. When things in life doesn't get good enough, we give up. We don't see results. We give up because we don't delay that gratification. For what I learned, it takes years to see results. If you are being consistent, doing some sort of program that you follow, or just turn up to the gym, just turn up and keep going at it. And that's what matters. And our reason, going back to why our reason changes over the years. First, yes, I was skinny, but then after that, I did like a few like months after that, I was like, okay, I'll train for the girls. Look good, get jacked, and girls will come. But nope, all I get was boys. Oh, your arm is so big. Your arm. How do you get so jacked? Oh, you're pretty tank. I was like so fat back then. Fat, but I thought I was like bulking and stocky because dirty bulking. But really, I wasn't healthy at all. Just looked big because I was just dirty bulking and training hard and drinking a lot. So yeah, that's another like episode about drinking as well. I'll come into that as well. And yeah, and so on, like we will get different reasons why we start the gym as well. Yeah, eventually like your reason will start to change, and as you progress and get older and wiser with your training and knowledge, with today's information and resources that we can easily get access to, there's so much more to it. But it really depends to what your goals are. And yeah, so other than that, like I feel like there was a lot of struggles back then, especially like having like body dysmorphia about myself when I first started. Like my chest is not big enough, my arms is not big enough. I never really worry about my leg legs back then, and it was a little struggle when I was not comparing, but like just comparing myself to myself. And I was like, okay, why am I not getting bigger? And I just kept going hard at it, keep going hard, but there's a point where I get stuck at like a peak where I'm plateau to like a certain like exercise or weight, and I can just keep on repeating the same thing, but nothing changes. Like the weight doesn't go up. I don't feel stronger. I don't look better either. And I'm like, what's going on? Why is it like going like this? And why am I not progressing? And it's okay. We learn on the way as we get smarter about our training and stuff. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been like a fun journey until now. And this is like, pretty much like a vague, sort of like general idea to where I started to where I am now. Like we all start from somewhere. We all have a reason to. We all have a reason to like start training, start amending to our health, start asking ourselves questions: why am I doing this? Why am I training for? And at the end, as a word of advice from myself, once you progress gradually in your years of training, you start making like excuses, or your what do you call it? Your reason to train changes. And your goal changes all the time. And it's okay to do that all the time. It's okay to like change your goal. It's okay to like change the reason why you're doing something different, or why you're training something differently. And go from there. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in to my first episode. I hope that you guys like it, and hope that you guys will tune in more. And I appreciate every one of you, and hope you guys can have or do receive some sort of like values and belief from this episode. Comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Talk with Tree Trunk Trev. That's my channel, but my main like podcast is a safe space where I'll just talk about myself and my thoughts, and whoever listens that can relate would be like, okay, I can also relate to that guy, and hopefully they can also express themselves the way that I'm expressing myself through this podcast. And eventually I will get some guests to come in to also like express themselves, talk about themselves, to like, so we can connect. The purpose of this is a safe space for us to connect and to be who we truly are without hiding behind masks, because we don't really be who we are. And this is my way to express who I am, what I went through, without taking too much time of people's time. But this is a safe space to talk about whatever, talk about your journey in life. And yeah, this episode, yeah, thank you for listening. Still my first episode. I'm still learning how to I'm still learning to get my thoughts out about my training and life and what I really think. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.